2024 is the year of the Metroidvania, or so I keep hearing, but I feel like Metroidvania fans say that every single year. And the other day I was trying to decide which of the hundreds of games in my backlog list I should tackle first, and I landed on restarting Hollow Knight. Look, I'm not Blue or Fireborn. Hollow Knight is difficult for me, and I want to be prepared before we get Silksong, which is 100% definitely releasing this year, and I will hear nothing else about that. But also, why not be prepared for all the other fantastic games that we're going to be getting this year? So let's discuss some of the 2024 Metroidvanias that you may or may not already be aware of. Except Silksong, because that's not the only game that you should be looking forward to this year. Before we dive into it, I do want to acknowledge a couple of solid titles that have already released this year, including Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, which came out in January and is a AAA Metroidvania published by Ubisoft that I think everyone was a bit apprehensive about. It wasn't exactly what the Prince of Persia fans were expecting, but it seems to have been a welcome surprise by many. Metacritic has the game sitting at 86 out of 100 based on the critic reviews, which firmly places it in the generally favourable category, and it's been described as a must-play adventure and a game that doesn't completely break the mold of the genre but is firing on all cylinders. There's also The Mobius Machine, a 2D side-scrolling exploration game where you'll be investigating a vast alien world, looking for clues to ultimately aid in your escape. While it hasn't performed fantastically in critic reviews, users on Steam have helped it achieve a rating of very positive across 82 reviews. Do be warned that the exploration can apparently feel tedious and repetitive at times, but it seems to be an enjoyable experience otherwise. Moving on, there are 3 games that I don't want to spend too much time on, as I'm sure everyone watching is already well aware of their existence. These are 3 highly anticipated titles of the year who need no introduction, but we're going to do it anyway. Starting with Earthblade, the upcoming platformer by Extremely OK Games, who also produced Celeste and Towerfall. Need I say more? There's also Zao: Tales of Kenzera, the debut title by Surgent Studios, which is being released by EA Originals in April. It looks stunning, fluid, and it introduces some very interesting mechanics as you progress. I've seen this featured multiple times in high-profile presentations, hence that's why I think you'll already be aware of it. And finally, Bo: Path of the Teal Lotus. I was fortunate enough to play this at EGX last year, so I can personally attest that you're in for a treat when it releases in July. You'll be navigating a gorgeous hand-drawn world inspired by Japanese folklore as a celestial blossom. Doesn't that just sound so adorable? The game draws inspiration from popular games like Okami, Hollow Knight, and Paper Mario, as well as anime including Spirited Away and Attack on Titan. Now we'll move on to the games releasing this year that I wasn't aware of until I started my research for this script, like Biomorph. Self-described as a dark Metroidvania game where you become the creatures that you kill, it's already sparked interest in the gaming community. You take on the role of a versatile life form that can navigate a mysterious alien planet, solve puzzles, and take on enemies by acquiring the abilities of the creatures it encounters. The game has recently announced it will be releasing on the 5th of April, and an extended demo is available right now on Steam. Following Biomorph, we have Awaken Astral Blade on our list. This dark fairy tale featuring a fearless maiden named Tanya offers a unique blend of action and adventure elements deeply rooted in the Metroidvania genre. One of its standout features is the Astral Blade, a versatile weapon that can be upgraded and customized as you progress through the game, unlocking new abilities and strategies. The release date is yet to be announced, but it's definitely one of those titles I'll be keeping an eye on this year. Now let's move on to Blade Chimera. Look, the internet has a hard-on for anything cyberpunk, myself included, so here's a cyberpunk-themed Metroidvania that lets you explore Dark Osaka as a demon hunter. Not only will you have to roam the city during a dystopian demon war that's been ongoing for 30 years, you'll be able to use your sword to interfere with the past, create platforms, and shield yourself from danger. Although the release date is yet to be announced, Nintendo Life published an article last year stating it will arrive in spring this year, so let's go with that. I really wanted to include this game called Venture to the Vial because I think it looks fantastic. A mysterious town called Rainy Brook has been taken over by something called the Vial, and it's your job to uncover the truth behind the Vial and decide whether to embrace it or eradicate it. I love the description as playfully sinister. It looks like a perfectly eerie, deeply narrative experience, so here's hoping it lives up to that. There's a demo on Steam right now, and the game is due to release on the 7th of May. Up next, we've got a game called Divine Guardian Than, and apologies for butchering the name there. What I loved about this one is that it lets you explore an enchanted Vietnamese jungle, and maybe I'm just out of the loop, but I feel like Vietnamese mythology isn't something we explore much in the medium of video games. There's a lot of untapped potential across Asia that I hope we bring into the the mainstream at some point. Anyway, in this game, you're on a quest to challenge the gods and restore harmony to the realm as the Divine Guardian. We don't have an exact release date just yet, but the window for release is this year, and there's also a demo on Steam if you'd like to give it a try right now. However, I'm not sure what languages it's currently offered in. I do need to download it myself. And finally, we've got Emberbane, that will probably hate me for describing it as basically Avatar: The Last Airbender, but in Metroidvania form, because you'll be fighting with water, earth, fire, and air in this combat-driven platformer. You also get to play as a muscular redhead, so it's all wins here. There's also no exact release date for this one either, but it does say 2024, so I'm sure we'll be hearing news in the next few months. I know I said at the beginning of the video that I would focus on games releasing this year, but I did also have some special mentions that don't currently have a release date or window, so to be fair, they're technically not releasing this year. CRAVE is an upcoming platformer where you play as what I think is a wolf, driven by hunger, where you can urinate to claim territories. Amazing. We don't know much else about it just yet, but it certainly sounds unique. Mandragora is an action RPG with Metroidvania and Souls-like elements. And The Escapist has said it blends the beauty of a game like Ori and the Blind Forest and the hopeless darkness of Diablo 3, which I think will be very attractive for the right gamer. I don't think I'm that gamer, but it does look the part, and I'm excited to watch others give it a try. This one has double the length of my voiceover because apparently today I can't say Soul Devourer. Soul Devourer. Anyway, it looks like you've stepped into a Junji Ito-style horror story full of bizarre, twisted creatures, but in a Japanese high school. The team behind the game are very small and very appreciative of feedback, so if you do get a chance to try the demo, let them know if you have anything to share. It does seem rather small right now, given the description of challenge over 10 ferocious bosses, but it sounds like they have plans for the future, which do include a local co-op mode that they're still working on. Alright, thank you for listening. Let me know which of the games you're excited to try, or any that I might have missed off of my list. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.